Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to my Doremi chord or Solfachord deck profile. Today I'm going to be basically introducing the new cards to you guys, as well as showing you my deck list and going over my card choices. And if you want to see a combo video, like the video and subscribe, and then I'll probably end up making a combo video in the next few days. But starting off, Solfachord got two new cards. They got a new spell card called Solfachord Happiness. And if you don't know what Happiness does, it says you can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect once per turn. So it's kind of like Yummy Surprise in the cards like those, in that you can activate the card more than once, but you can only use each effect once. So the first effect, which is crazy, lets you discard a card for effect, not cost, by the way. You can add two Solfachord pendulum monsters with different pendulum scales from your deck to your hand. Then you can special summon a pendulum monster, a Solfachord, from your hand up to the number of monsters your opponent controls +1. So what does that mean? You can go Happiness, discard a card, add two, then summon a guy from your hand, even if your opponent controls no monsters. And if your opponent controls a monster, you can summon multiple guys from your hand. So this card is really insane. It's a one card combo, no normal summon. I mean, you end up using normal summon in the combo, but you don't need to. You know, it just does a lot. And because it discards for effect and not cost, even if your opponent ashes it or purges it, you don't end up discarding a card. So that's really, really good into interaction. And this card is crazy. The second effect says during your main phase, you can conduct a pendulum summon of a Solfachord in addition to your pendulum summon for the turn. So basically you get to pen summon twice, which is also really, really good. And then the third effect lets you special summon two Solfachord cards from your pendulum zone. Also, unironically, a pretty good effect as well. But I think the first two effects are more relevant. Then the next new card is Solfachord Primoria. It is a scale 0 pendulum monster. So the pendulum effect says when you pendulum summon a monster, you can target a Solfachord in your pendulum zone, return it to the hand. And it's an okay-ish effect, but the monster effect is the main reason why it's played. So it says while you have Solfachord cards with even and odd scales in your pendulum zone, your activated Solfachord cards and card effects cannot be negated. That's okay-ish, but it says if this card is normal or special summon, you can add a Solfachord card from your deck to your hand. So it's basically like the normal summon of the deck, you know, the Snake Eye Ash, the Samsara Lotus, you know, whatever. It's the normal summon of the deck. And then it says if you link summon a Solfachord monster, you can add a Solfachord card from your graveyard or extra deck face up to your hand. So it can add a monster or a spell or trap. And that's important because you can add back Happiness, and because Happiness is not a once per turn, you can use the Happiness, add it back with the Primoria, then use Happiness again, but using a different effect. So Primoria is absolutely insane. And these cards actually make the deck from, like, I'm not gonna lie, before it was unplayable, but now it was like, it's actually like really, really solid. And they have another new card, which I forgot about, but it's Solfachord Solfeggia. Sorry if I pronounced it wrong. So it's a pendulum monster, scale 9. When a monster effect activated by your opponent on the field resolves, if you control a Grand Solfachord, so the Grand Solfacords are the Link monsters. If you control a Grand Solfachord, you can negate that effect and destroy this card. So it's basically like a cross in a sense, so pretty cool, although it only negates effects on the field, not the hand, so keep that in mind, hand or graveyard, so it does not negate Nibiru. The monster effect says if you control no monsters, or all monsters you control are Solfachords, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then during the main phase, you can special summon a Solfachord monster from your hand, or if you tributed this card as activation, you can special summon that monster from your graveyard or extra deck face up. So it's just an extender, and then the scale effect is extra disruption. It's not a bad card, but it's definitely not on the level of Primoria or Happiness. And then yeah, that's it for the new cards pretty much. All these cards are absolutely insane, and they take the deck to a whole nother level. So you might be asking, why are we playing K9 in the deck, right? Well, K9 has a few synergies. The main synergy is there's a level 5 called Solfachord Gracia. And I'm not going to go over all of the Solfachord's effects because you can read them on your own. But Gracia says if this card is normal or special summoned, you can add a Solfachord spell and trap from your deck to your hand. So it's kind of like Krishron's Solfador. You can just go to Yoko, summon itself in the Gracia. Gracia add a Solfachord card, a Solfachord spell and trap, like Happiness, for example. And then all of a sudden, you have like combo. So that's the main synergy with the Solfachord deck. Also, Solfachords, they don't have enough good cards. As you see here, like, yeah, Happiness is a good card. Primoria is a good card. But after that, I'm not actually playing that many Solfachord cards because a lot of the old one cards are bad. So that kind of helps you play enough good cards in your deck. So K9 has a lot of synergy with the deck. So to talk about some of the ratios, 3 Happiness and 3 Primoria. These are your starters. You're trying to see them. 2 Solfeggia. This card isn't really a starter and kind of requires you to have some stuff going already for it to be useful, but I think you want 2 for your deck to function, so that's why I'm playing 2. 3 of the Gracia. Yes, it's level 5, so it's not really amazing to draw, but you are trying to see it, you know, because of Yoko, because it's a 5, so that's why you play it. And you can summon it from the hand with the Solfeggia. 2 Cutia. Cutia basically adds a monster. It adds a Solfachord Pendulum monster. So this isn't actually a 1-card combo, but obviously it's still like a +1. You can add the level 5, so it makes yugioh combo a bit better. I'm not playing more than 2 because I didn't want to play a ton of normal summons, because also I'm playing Noroi, and I also wanted to save space for non-engine as well. And you don't really need 3, but I think I wanted 2 for like the grind game-ish, but you could maybe put it down to 1. One of the Solfachord Elegance. This is basically like a +1 in the Pendulum deck, but you fill it for skills, pretty solid. You don't need more than 1 because it's not great to open, unless you already have your resources going. Then for the K9 engine, 3 yugioh, 1 Noroi. Noroi is important, even though you have a normal summon. If you only open like yugioh plus yugioh, I'm trying to go for yugioh, so that's why I'm playing the Noroi. A Lantern, a Lupus, and then I'm playing Morale Tech, or Mjolnir, sorry. Artifact Mjolnir. So if you don't know what Mjolnir does, basically it says, if this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, you can target an artifact in your graveyard, special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon until the end of the turn, except artifacts. So basically, you give this to your opponent, and because this effect is mandatory, it will trigger even if there's no artifact in their graveyard. So you give this to your opponent, and then they're basically locked out of special summoning until the end of the next turn. So this is like your SDK combo, and so because of that, I'm not maining the force release, I'm actually siding the force release. But yeah, 3Ks. I'm playing 3Ks because it can search Noroi, so it's a little bit more flexible than chaotic elements. However, obviously, if you have to, you don't really want to start with a case because it makes your combo slightly worse. But it's like chill. But you could maybe play like some copies of chaotic elements instead. And then for the non-engine, Call by Tactics Imperm, Fua, Ash, Nib, and Azuna. So I'm playing 2 Azuna. The reason I'm playing 2 Azuna is that I don't think Azuna is a great hand trap this format. So I'm playing it the minimum copies I think my deck needs to function. And I already have access to enough level 5s. Like I have like, okay, double Azuna, all these level 5s. You have these level 5s, and then these cards all see, these 8 cards all say search level 5, right? And you have case as well, so you have enough level 5s that I think you can cut down on Azuna to 2, because it's not good against Jummy. Against Dracotel, it's not amazing. I definitely prefer other cards, but the main reason that it's really bad against Jummy, so I'm playing the 2. I would definitely side the 3rd though. Then as for like going over the non-engine real quick, you can kind of change it to whatever. My thought, it's like weird non-engine this format. Also, this deck's engine, it's not terrible going second, but it could be a little bit better. But mainly like, you know, cards for like the Yummy decks, like Fua, and then like also like generic stuff, because I feel like the format's going to be a little bit wide open, so I did want to play like Ash and Imperm in my deck. And Call by I think is insane in this format right now. Against Mitsurugi engine, against Jummy engine, against Dracotel. It's not bad either, so I like Call by, but I digress. Moving on to the extra deck, Dagda to grab the Mjolnir, and then Nevelia to pop Mjolnir. Alternatively, you can also pop Mjolnir with the C104 Masquerade, because it can target a spell and trap on the field. It's kind of like it can destroy case. You can also destroy the artifact you set there. I'm not 100% sure which is better. The main reason I'm not playing the Umbral Horror Masquerade right now is just because of extra deck space. You see it's like 4 extra deck spots, so extra space is a little bit tight, but you can definitely make it work if you want to. IP, SP, you don't need IP, it's just like, I just wanted to play it, in case I couldn't do like the artifact lock, but maybe it's like not correct, I'm not 100% sure. SP for IP and utility, and then the Grand Solfachord Musicia, I probably pronounced that terribly. This is just a link to, I'm not going to go over the old cards like I said, but, honestly, I'm not even sure you need this card, I'm not going to lie. I'm still messing around with some lines, so this is like a card that could be cuttable. I'll put the potentially cuttable ones up here. The Link 3, Grand Solfachord Kulia. This card is actually really good though. So I will explain what it does. The main effect says, once per turn when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon a Solfachord with an odd pendulum skill from your pen zone to this like zone this card points to. And if you do negate the activation, then you can add a Solfachord pendulum with an even scale from your deck to your extra deck face up. So basically it's just an Omni negate, so I mean obviously it's really good. One Beyond the Pendulum, we're playing a Pendulum deck, so Beyond is really nice. Obviously, it has utility going second, but being a +1 is really good, searching any Pendulum. One Exceed the Pendulum, kind of works well with Beyond. A lot of time you end up going into the Verculia, but sometimes you can go into the Exceed. And then the one, so you just so that if you only open like yugioh plus a vanilla 5, you can bridge into your K9 engine. Or if you open like, let's say, yugioh plus like Gracia, and then the Gracia gets impermed, right? You still have the option to go Sayuja. Access code for utility, not 100% needed though. And then for the rank 5 package, Ripper. I'm playing the Hound because I think Hound is the best Azuna target against Mitsurugi. Because the problem is that like Nash Knight and all those cards are not really good. Because like you can Nash Knight a ritual, but that doesn't really do anything. Also keep in mind, if the ritual becomes XYZ material, it's still considered properly summoned. So when it goes to the graveyard, they can just, you know, and like it's gonna force a discard as well. So like I think Hound is just like Murakumo forcing discard. I mean, but anyway, I think Hound is like the best target against Mitsurugi by far. You can summon Hound, it can't be destroyed by the Murakumo. It's hard for them, they can't really remove it. And you can like force the interaction on your turn. And you still have like Lupus graveyard effects. So I think Hound is pretty solid, but you could maybe cut it too, because like I said, it's only for Mitsurugi. One Werewolf, I mean, if you play the Force Release, Werewolf is like mandatory. Werewolf is crazy. Valon is like my Zuna target. And Imperial Princess Quinkery is how you are summoning the Mjolnir to their field, because Quinkery can summon from either graveyard to the field. Honestly, from the graveyard to either field. I wouldn't be surprised if this card got banned, unironically, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it just randomly summoning to your opponent's field makes, like, gives a lot of, like, super dumb interactions. Like, it's not just Mjolnir, too. It's, like, other interactions as well, so I can see this card getting hit. And yeah, that's pretty much it for my deck list. I can go over some options. Like, you see the side deck is options, so you can play other Solfacords. Like, there are a lot of Solfachord monsters, but I'm not gonna lie, they're all, like, bad to draw. I'm gonna keep it 100. So I was trying to play, like, the minimum amount possible, but I might change my mind on some ratios. You can get a better inboard by playing other cards, like for example Kulia, but I decided not to play because these cards, I'm not trying to draw them. Map is a card because the Primoria has 0 attack, so you can actually search through a map. That's another option you can do as well. Force Release, like I said, not in the main deck because I'm doing Mjolnir. If I wasn't doing Mjolnir, I would have Force Release in the main deck for sure. Chaotic Element's another option. This deck has fairies, so you can play Herald of Orange Light and Herald of Purple Light. So I'm not, or Green Light, sorry. I mean, you can play Purple Light, but I'm not playing Purple Light, bro. We're 2025. So Orange Light. So the reason I don't have Orange Light in the deck is for two reasons. Number one, I don't actually play that many fairies. I play like 10 fairies, which is not a lot. I mean 11 technically with Mjolnir, sure. And I'm not really trying to discard Primoria ever either. Especially like this is a deck where sometimes like a 2-card plus card combo deck, so I don't really trying to go -1 for my hand trap. Also, for real, Orange Light is not even that good of a hand trap. Like, against Yummy, the card is not even, like, that good. If it was better against Yummy, then I'd probably maybe play it, but it's not even that good against Yummy, so I don't know. Green Light's pretty good against Mitsurugi, so, like, it's like, you could potentially side this card, and then, I mean, you'd probably side Delta at that point, can't lie. But yeah, maybe you wouldn't, because this is a fairy. I don't know. You have some options there. But you could mess around with Orange Light if you want, especially if you end up playing more Solfachord cards, like you play less K9, more Solfachord cards, I would consider playing the Orange Light. But that's just what I'm doing right now. The Masquerade package, Nash Knight, I kind of want to play it, but extra deck space is a thing. But also, I told you these 4 cards aren't needed, so like, and technically, if you play the Masquerade, you don't need to play the Azalea either. And then the Abductor, so I saw someone mention this. This is kind of cool. You can go magic. You can search the Abductor with the Beyond the Pendulum, and then you can grab like Joel, and then you can use Joel for Durendal instead of doing your FTK combo with Mjolnir. You can do like a Durendal line, so that's pretty cool. And then you have like Dawn Angel Canby, which is like a generic fairy extender, but I'm not sure about this card. But yeah, anywho, that's it for my Solfachord deck profile. I hope you guys did enjoy this profile plus introduction. And if you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. And if you want to see a Solfachord combo video, let me know in the comments below, and I'll make one. I'll probably end up making one anyway, but let me know and like the video still. Anywho, I hope you have a wonderful day, and take care. Peace.